So escrow refers to the financial arrangement between two parties where a third party representative holds and manages the funds per the terms of a legal agreement. The main difference between an escrow account and a bank account is with escrow, a third party has no ties to the arrangement and is the one responsible for managing and dispersing the funds. This helps ensure that all payments are being processed per the terms of that legal agreement and all parties involved are protected. So here at SeedTrust, we partner with many different surrogacy agencies. To initiate account opening, we typically request that the match information is sent to us by your agency. This information generally includes that basic contact information for both the intended parents and their gestational carrier. From then, we're going to create an account within our system, and you typically will receive a welcome email, both to your intended parent and to your surrogate. Within this email, they're going to ask you to create your online account, set up your password, and then both intended parents and surrogates accounts view is very similar with the exception of the funding instructions for intended parents. Within their intended parents profile, they're going to be provided with a list of our funding options, which these typically include wire, ACH, e-check, and credit card, and smart currency for our international clients. Both parties will also receive a welcome email from their legal team. Within this email, they're going to introduce themselves and kind of give a general overview of what they can expect at the beginning of the escrow process. We also have a surrogate guide here at SeedTrust, and she will reach out to the surrogate and kind of go over the platform and go over how to input that ACH information within her system. This is important because all of our surrogates payments are sent via ACH. So the typical expenses that we generally process through escrow includes really any type of expense that's related to your surrogacy journey. Typically, these expenses are going to be those travel expenses, insurance premiums, medical expenses, medication fees, embryo transfer fees, monthly allowance, base compensation, maternity clothing allowance, and anything that's non-accountable that's within the terms of your gestational surrogacy agreement. We typically recommend opening escrow at match, so all of these payments can be circulated into one localized location. So here at SeedTrust, we've created an online system that allows full transparency for all parties involved. With each disbursement request, we require documentation to be submitted with each of these requests. Our legal team then is going to go in and review that documentation and compare it per the terms of that gestational surrogacy agreement. With each request, both intended parents and surrogate are then able to review those requests on their ledger through the SeedTrust portal. Within this ledger is going to include a lot of details regarding that request. This includes the payee, the date of occurrence, the date of when it was processed, and how those funds are being processed. It's also going to include the documentation that was submitted with the request. In addition to being able to view these documentations with the ledger, each party also has the ability to go in and view a full list of documents associated with their account within this Documents tab on the SeedTrust portal. Although we really try to avoid any conflicts within a surrogacy journey, in the event that they do arise, we would always look at the terms of that gestational surrogacy contract and try to have each party agree on these terms. If for some reason the parties can't come to an agreement, then we're going to look to the agency for their assistance as well as the legal counsel associated with both of the parties. So once the surrogacy journey is over and the surrogate has delivered, we will look at the terms of that gestational surrogacy agreement to see how long the escrow account needs to remain open. Typically, we see anywhere from 6 to 12 months post-delivery. So once it gets to that completion of the terms of the agreement, we reach out to your agency to confirm that all of those payments have been processed to both your agency and your surrogate. Once we receive that confirmation, we'll reach out to the intended parent and request their account information via email. Once our final accounting team has kind of gone through their final account audit, we'll then return those remaining funds in the escrow account to the intended parent's account that they've provided to us. We feel very passionate about the safeguarding of funds, intended parents' funds, making sure that they feel comfortable knowing that their funds are safe when they're sending it to us. We here at SeedTrust offer a $40 million bond, meaning that those funds are secured when they're sent with us. And we also have a 5-step approval process, meaning that not one person within our organization can approve and disperse funds. So it has to go through 5 steps in 5 different departments before the funds can actually be released. A lot of intended parents, especially today, are just really wanting to make sure that their funds are safe when they're sending this amount of money to an organization.